There is a town in Kazakhstan called the Sleepy Hollow of the 21st century. Imagine people suddenly falling asleep for several days, even while working or walking on the street. It sounds like a scene from a movie, but it actually happened in a small village known as Kalachi. In 2013, residents of Kalachi began to complain about a mysterious illness. They said they were suddenly overcome with sleepiness, and sometimes they didn't just sleep for minutes, but for several days without waking up. Students fell asleep in class. Workers collapsed on the streets due to sudden sleep attacks. And even worse, some who woke up experienced memory loss, hallucinations, and extreme weakness. Because of this, the place was called the Sleepy Hollow of modern times. Many scientists investigated, and it was suspected that the cause might be linked to nearby uranium mines. Toxic fumes and chemicals from these mines were believed to have triggered the mysterious illness. Even today, the exact cause remains unclear. Many residents were forced to leave and abandon their town. Kalachi stands as proof that there are still places in the world with mysteries science has yet to explain. A town that looks ordinary on the surface, yet hides terrifying experiences for those who once lived there. And now, the question is, would you dare live in a place where you could suddenly fall asleep for days without knowing why? Starting around March 2013, residents reported that people were suddenly overcome with extreme sleepiness, sometimes falling asleep while walking, cooking, working, or even driving. Relocation offers. Because of health concerns, villagers were offered resettlement to other safer areas. Some families accepted, others were reluctant. Large-scale testing, air, water, soil, building materials, medical examinations were carried out. Thousands of tests. Over time, the number of new cases seemed to decline, but whether the illness is fully gone is not 100% confirmed. Exactly which chemical caused symptoms, if it was chemical poisoning, if it was CO, exactly how and when it built up to dangerous levels, and why it didn't always show up in tests. Why the disease sometimes re-emerged, why some people got it multiple times and others never got it, even though they lived close by. Whether there were other environmental or genetic factors, making some people more susceptible. As the years went on after 2013, more and more residents of Kalachi began to suffer from the strange sleeping sickness. Imagine a grandmother suddenly collapsing on the street, a teacher dozing off in the middle of class, and entire families falling asleep at once, only to wake up days later, confused and weak. Doctors were baffled. At first they suspected radiation from the nearby Soviet-era uranium mines. Then scientists thought it might be caused by poisoned water, toxic gases, or even a virus. Hundreds of tests were conducted, air samples, soil, and blood from the villagers. But the more they searched, the deeper the mystery became. Residents grew afraid. Some called it a curse. Others believed the village was haunted by the ghosts of the abandoned mines. News spread around the world, and Kalachi earned its chilling nickname, Sleepy Hollow of the 21st century. By 2015, the government decided to evacuate families from Kalachi. Many residents reluctantly left their homes, moving to safer towns nearby. The once lively village grew quieter, houses abandoned, and the streets nearly empty. Later investigations suggested that the sickness may have been caused by toxic gases, such as carbon monoxide or radon, leaking from the mines or seeping into the water. But even today, no single explanation fully solves the mystery. Kalachi remains a symbol of how fragile human life can be against nature, and how even science cannot always provide answers. It is a ghost town now, whispered about in news articles and remembered as the place where people could sleep for days. Closing question: would you dare step foot in Kalachi, knowing that at any moment you might fall into a sleep you cannot control?